All right, so we're on your slope worksheet, and we're starting with the basics, starting with number 1. We know our slope formula. You can think of it as delta y over delta x. You can think of it as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The subscripts are not a big deal. They don't matter very much as long as you start with the same coordinate both times. So if you're having trouble with this, if you're struggling, you might want to circle your x's and underline your y's. That way you keep track of them. The equation. So y minus y. I started with this one, so I have to start with this one next, divided by 4 minus 1. Here you have choices. You are allowed to go straight to your calculator. We don't make you do the arithmetic in your head. Or it might be easier just to simplify this yourself. 5 minus 3 is, of course, 2. 4 minus 1 is, of course, 3. And that is actually the final answer because there's no reducing necessary. 2/3 is the answer. Number 6. Number 6 is one of those good ones where we are working backwards. You know the slope. You know m. The slope is 2/3. But it's like Jeopardy. You're trying to find the question. Now, you know one of the coordinates is 1, 5, and the other coordinate is 7, Now, I know that that's my y value, so I'm going to call it y. Now, I'm going to enter those coordinates into the slope formula. Y minus y divided by x minus x. And then you're right. This is fraction equals fraction. When a fraction equals a fraction, you solve it by cross multiplying or butterfly or whatever you want to call it. Yep. So let's cross multiply. 7 minus 1 is really 6, so I'm going to go ahead and write 6. 2 times 6 equals 3 times y minus 5. 3y minus 15. You distribute the 3. Add 15 to both sides. 27 equals 3y. Divided by 3. Wow, that's easier than you thought, huh? Y is 9. So, step 1, plug them into the slope formula. Step 2, cross multiply. Step 3, solve for x or y, depending on the variable. In each of the following, A, B, and C are vertices of a triangle with right angle at point B. Sketch a picture, period. So all of you sketched a picture already, right? You already sketched a picture since the problem told you to. So let's sketch a picture. Let's see. We've got 0, -2, and that's A. We've got 1, 1, and that's B. And then we've got -2, -2. That's not right. 2. There we go. -2, 2. Cool. Way better. With right angle at B. So you should sketch a picture. You should put your right angle at B. Of course, you have yourself a right triangle. Then it says find the slopes of the legs of the triangle. You had to know what that vocab word was. You have to know what a leg is. Remember, in a triangle, it has 2 legs and 1 hypotenuse. Let's name the legs. What are the names of the legs? Name one leg of that triangle. CD is a leg. Very good. And AB is the other leg. Very good. So I'm going to find the slope. That's why I'm putting the M there. I'm going to find the slope of CB and the slope of AB because the problem's telling me to. Here we go. The slope of CB. Delta y over delta x. 2 minus 1, 1. -2 minus 1, -3. So the slope is -1/3. Now find the slope of AB. Delta y over delta x. 1 minus -2 is 3. 1 minus 0 is just 1. So it's -1/3 and it's 3. And y'all have already learned, when you notice, you've already learned that because they're perpendicular, their slopes are opposite reciprocals, -1/3 and 3. So that's what you were supposed to notice on number 9. Last one, number 12. A line contains points R solve for y. This one is a multi-step problem. Number 12 is just like number 6, except number 6 gave you the slope. In the number 12, our step 1 is going to be to actually find the slope of this line. This problem is telling us all 3 of these points lie on the line. So the slope is going to remain the same throughout the whole line. The slope doesn't change. So, step 1, find the slope. Okay, so circle my x's and underline my y. So y1, or y2 minus y1, divided by x2. That's a lot of negatives. Minus x1. So that's negative 1 plus 3. That's 2. Negative 1 plus 5. That's 4, giving us a slope of 1/2. Now we're to where we started at problem 6. We know the slope. Slope is 1/2. That is what it equals. Now you pick any 2 coordinates that you want. I'll pick S and T. And you write the slope formula. Y minus y divided by x minus x. So you see how this is the same problem. It just had one additional step at the beginning of the problem. 5 minus negative 1, that's really 6. Okay, so we cross multiply. 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times y plus 1, 2. Y plus 2. Subtract 2 from both sides. 4 equals 2y divided by 2. Ta-da!